So many people would love to have my life, but they don't know my life. Party.
Throughout the 2000s, Flavia Colgan was seemingly on top of her game. Discovered by Fox News, she burst onto the national scene as a political strategist who was duking it out all over cable news.
I was never more confident and less nervous than I was when I began my career.
This Harvard grad's meteoric rise began at just 23 years old, when she became the chief of staff to Pennsylvania's Lieutenant Governor, Catherine Baker Knoll.
It was an incredible honor because we were a pair of firsts. She was the first female lieutenant governor. I was the first female chief of staff. I definitely worked about, I would say on average, like 19 hours a day.
Obsessed with achievement and consumed with career, Flavia continued to rack up accomplishments on her resume as a writer and correspondent.
Did you ever feel like you were just constantly chasing something that you hadn't found yet?
Yeah, I wore busyness like a badge of honor. But what I didn't realize was that my resume can't even hold a candle to my biography.
Her biography was rooted in a tumultuous childhood, marred by her parents' brutal custody battle and constant moves. But what left the deepest wounds was the abuse she suffered at the hands of her own mother.
My mom would say awful things to me, or when she would, hit me or abuse me. To put it mildly, not a good parent. I was really terrified of her. When some of the neglect and abuse started happening with my mom, I didn't tell people what was going on, and I didn't know how to.
Living in fear and growing instability became Flavia's new normal. She coped by trying to control what she could, manifesting in an excessive need for perfection.
A lot of times early in my life, I was a 3-sport varsity athlete, I was the star of the play, I had straight A's. I was so obsessed with achieving.
That obsession with excellence continued to pick up speed, eventually landing her at Harvard, where she graduated with honors in 1999. Soon after, her political and media careers were exploding. But behind the scenes, the pain of her past was suffocating her, leaving her burned out and broken down.
In the height of your media presence, you were battling all these demons. And from the outside looking in, no one would have any idea the things that you were going through.
So many people would love to have my life, but they don't know my life. They don't know how alone I feel. They don't know how damaged I feel. They don't know how broken I feel.
That pain of a broken family and an abusive mother was a turning point in her life that brought Flavia to her knees, calling out to God.
And I remember the day that it was, and I remember exactly where I was when it happened. And it was 3-something in the morning, and I had yet again had a sleepless night. And I said, "Dear God, if you can come down and take away this pain in my heart and take away this emptiness, this loneliness, I feel so broken. So I can't even enjoy my own success. I can't enjoy love. I feel so inherently at some level unlovable. And I think to myself, how can anyone want to love me when the person who was meant to love me didn't?"
And Flavia's prayers were answered.
What my relationship with God allowed me to realize was that I'm part of something so much greater.
Do you feel like you have closed that chapter in your life?
I guess the things I strive for now are just different. I feel that I have a unique set of circumstances, I have a unique set of gifts, I have a unique set of challenges, and I've chosen to use all of those to be a blessing to others.
Thanks to her life-changing epiphany, Flavia bid farewell to the fame of her media career and made her way back home to Philadelphia to start a new life, grounded in giving back.
I feel like that's such a strong message to send, that you see these people on TV and the magazines and you think their life is so perfect, and yet it led you to do a complete 180 in your life and start over again.
Flavia is now doing her most important work yet as the director of the Colgan Foundation, a nonprofit set up to benefit the athletic, scientific, environmental and Catholic education communities in Philadelphia.
So the Colgan Foundation is really about providing hope, education, mentorship. It started off a little bit smaller, but when I moved back to Philadelphia, because of my physical presence here, I could be involved in the schools and I could elevate what we were doing.
Originally established to honor Flavia's late grandparents, the foundation takes a very hands-on approach, providing support to young people with a strong focus on faith and family.
Some of our students don't have parents, or for whatever different reasons can't be present in the way that one would want a parent to be. So I try to pick up the slack.
Colgan Foundation is more of a bloodline. It's a family.
She's like a mother to me, she's like an aunt to me, she's just an all-around great person and role model.
So what's incredible about the work that I'm doing with the Colgan Foundation is it's essentially a synthesis of the tapestry of my life. And instead of using those gifts to be on TV, I'm using those gifts to change a life. I teach them public speaking, I help them get into college.
Since its inception in 1995, the Colgan Foundation has provided hundreds of scholarships to underserved youth who are determined to have a brighter future.
The scholarship brings a lot of joy to my life, just knowing that I have assistance with anything that is going on in my life, academically and personally.
Without Flavia, I truly have no idea where I would be right now.
She's inspired me to be a better person because I look at all of her achievements and know that anything's possible.
Just have an explanation. I tell kids all the time, you are enough. You don't need something external to make you worthy of my love.
You're telling these kids all the things you always wanted to hear from your mom.
Exactly.
Flavia's personal life is also now filled with the love she's always wanted. In 2015, she married her soulmate, Dr. James Mangan.
What Flavia is about is living a life of truly caring about other people.
His love and his partnership and his being has transformed my life. It's healed my heart.
Do you feel like you got your happy ending?
Totally. It's better than any movie I've ever seen.
If you know somebody who's had a 180 in their life, email us at nominations@modernhero.com.